Hello everyone, this is Steve, and I wanted to show you how you can use ForceClaw to build a custom object in Salesforce end-to-end. The object, its fields, the layout, a tab, and a permission set, and then assign the permission set to a user. It only took a handful of messages from me, and ForceClaw did all of the work. So let me walk you through the conversation, and then I'll show you the results in Salesforce. As you can see, here's what I asked for. Create an object called test object with lookups to account and contact, plus a few fields, a pick list, a multi-select pick list, a date, and a text field, just to show how it can build all different types of fields. The first thing it did, since I didn't specify in the request and I have multiple orgs connected, is ask which org I want to work in. So I clicked on this button here and pointed it at my dev org. And then the next thing it did, which I like, is it didn't just start building. It planned first. It confirmed exactly what it was going to create. So we see it listing out the fields it's going to create. And if I scroll, you can see it suggests next steps, like the tab, the layout, the permissions, and nothing happens until you say go. So it asks, should I go ahead with this plan? And I said yes, create the object, also enable history tracking, and make the name field a text field because I didn't want it to be an auto number field. And I also said add all the fields to the layouts. As you can see, that was at 11:23, and 1 minute later, 11:24, it's saying that, okay, I have the object created. It says created the object, created the lookup fields, created the pick list, all the other fields, added them to the page layout. But as you can see, it also gave us a link to the object. So let's go check Salesforce. We never want to take just the bot's word for it. Let's go in and confirm what it did. It opened in another screen, so let me pull that over. So here's the object. Let's go over to the field. We have the pick list I asked for, the multi-select I asked for, the text field, and the date field. If I open up the pick list, we see my values are in here. If I go over to the layout, I see all of the fields are added. So far so good. Let's head back over to Slack. Okay, so we got through all this, everything added to the layout, and you see it's gonna again give some next steps or ask you what next steps you want to do, like what permissions do you want, what profiles do you want to tab. So I said yes, create a tab for the object, and then it tells me that it created the tab. So let's go back in and confirm that. Still in setup. I'm gonna go to custom tab, or I think it's just tabs. Okay, I see the tab for the test object. That's good. Let's go back to Slack. Okay, so I created the tab, and again, it's asking me what next steps I want. Do I want to handle permissions now? And it's suggesting profiles, but instead of that, I actually asked for it to create a permission set, test object access, give read and edit access to all the fields, and also give read and create and edit permissions on the object as well. So that was 11:28, less than a minute later, we're seeing the permission set created. And you see it lists out everything that I asked it to give it, and more importantly, it lists out what I told it not to give it. Like I didn't specify delete, I didn't specify view all, and obviously the bot's not going to build anything that I don't want it to build, and also gave read, edit access to all the fields. But again, let's not just take its word for it. Let's open up Salesforce and confirm. So here I am on this permission set. We'll go to the object settings, and I could just search for the test object that we created. I see that here. So you see we have read, create, edit. That's good. That's what I asked for. And we see read and edit access to all of the fields. So that's good. Going back, it's asking me again the next steps. So I asked it to assign the permission set to Steve Tester, which is me. As you can see, it recognizes that it's me. This is because ForceClaw always runs as the person making the request. This way it only ever acts with your own Salesforce permissions. It can't do anything more than the person that's making the request would be able to do manually in Salesforce. So let's go back and confirm that the assignment happened. If I go to manage assignments, okay, we see it's here. So that was it. So that was everything I asked it to do, and I just want to point out again, I started this conversation at 11:20 yesterday, and the conversation ended at 11:31. So in a handful of messages, we had an object, the fields, the tab, the layout, the permission set, all built, all verified. That was about 10 minutes of ForceClaw working, and more importantly, not 10 minutes of me working. It was really just a couple of messages back and forth for me. So again, saved me a bunch of time there, and I just wanted to show you how it can do the same for you and your team. Thank you for watching.